5:05 p.m. We're somewhere in the 80s right now, but it is very humid out here. Let's try to focus this just a little bit better if we can. I can't tell. But anyways, let's have a little bit of fun, shall we? So, Michigan, the state of Michigan right now is basically under an epidemic situation for the most part. We have an outbreak of cyclosporiasis. That is very difficult to say. It is a parasitic infection of which origins are currently unknown. They have been claiming to have been doing testings in order to find out the origins of this parasite. This began over on the eastern side of the state and, well, has progressed throughout the state now. This parasite causes abdominal situations, diarrhea being one of the most common side effects, I guess. Now, this is where it gets quite interesting, because they're saying that, well, it does not matter where you buy your produce, fruits and vegetables, whether farmers markets, supermarkets, grocery stores, what have you, wash them thoroughly. And when it comes down to certain items, such as like green onions, to remove the greens and remove the outer skin of the onion in order, and of course, to thoroughly wash and cook. They don't know where this parasite originated from. Sound familiar? Well, I have somewhat of an idea, okay? Much like what had occurred in 2019, 2020, 2000, yada yada yada. Okay? Now, apparently, this is not transmissible from person to person. Okay? But yet, this parasite is traveling. How would it travel in so many areas that would provide fruits and vegetables? Now let's go ahead and wrap this up, as I am going to show you a quote that is on my calendar for this month, for the month of July. Okay? So let's go ahead and once again wrap this up, and we'll have just a little bit of fun with it, as this is content to hopefully, with fingers crossed, that might make you think a little bit. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to this quote. Alright, so this quote is by Ralph Emerson. Okay? Live in the sunshine. Swim in the sea. Drink the wild air. Sorry about that. So, altogether, live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, drink the wild air. Drink the wild air. Now then, just to make this that much more interesting as far as I'm concerned, tomorrow, this apartment complex is to have an inspection, a federal inspection of the building, the grounds, the apartments themselves, how they've been upkept, so on and so forth. And this is through the agency known as the USDA, aka the United States Department of Agriculture. Wow, timing, huh? So coinky dinky. Oh, I guess I could have just went like that. That would have been better. Well, oh well. My videos always tend to have their flaws, right? But that's okay. Because now we can wrap this up. And I'm keeping fingers crossed that maybe I gave you a couple of thoughts to ponder. Yeah. Attacking the food. Attacking the water. Attacking the sunshine. Attacking the wild air of which we drink. So, let me give you just one more thing or thought to ponder. The word of the parasite itself, and I might be mispronouncing it. It's either cycle or cyclo, whatever. I'm just going to say it the way that I feel comfortable. Cyclosporiasis. Okay? Cyclosporiasis. There we go. So, if you split that word down into its syllables, within the middle, you have spore. Okay? Now, here lately, I've been showing a lot of fungus or fungi, right? And they spore out. Spores. Cyclosporiasis. And spores travel via the air. Okay? Spores are what is known as aerosol. Think about it. And then think about what I showed at the beginning without really showing what, we should have been seeing according to my typical content. Enough said? I really hope so. So on that note, this is Skywise out. 5:30. Thought I'd provide a little bit of an example, possibly. Far off into the distance. Yeah. In my opinion, it is the sky that poses the most threats today. And the crafts that fly in the sky. stratospheric aerosol injection. Aerosol. But many people want to claim that it's just chemicals that's being injected. I don't believe that. I have experienced far too much through my observations. A year ago, as I was out here recording, and crafts flying overhead, little bitty biting beetles were raining down upon me. To this day, I still do not believe that they are native to the surroundings here. I never did find out what type of little, I mean, these things are teeny tiny, but bite ferociously. And they came raining down from the sky. Oh, yeah, we were also experiencing some of the adverse effects of a hurricane from down in the Gulf. And those side effects all the way up here, according to the narratives. No, not according to my observations, not according to my experiences. And this is why I came out with this video today about this parasite that has the word spore within its name, or at least disease, or whatever you want to call it. This cyclosporiasis. Okay? My opinions. I am not out trying to spread any misinformation or false narratives. There's too much information out there these days about what takes place in the skies, and now it even takes place in the waters with that famous G name known as geoengineering. Geoengineering of the skies and geoengineering of the water. And of course, our foods are geoengineered, but they label it as genetically modified with bioengineered ingredients. Think twice before you, well, no, I won't even say that. I will just state that I will not seek out anything that revolves around the medical society in any way, shape, or form, unless, of course, it is of emergency, and I mean dire emergency. But then again, I'm dying, so I really don't care. And I'm sick and tired of this reality. Oh, don't get freaked out about me dying. You're dying too. One day at a time. We all are. No, I'm ready to see just what in the hell comes next. Whether here or out there. But I really don't care, ultimately, anymore. And it's only beginning with the stupidity and ridiculousness of this nonsense known as life, through those controllers. Anybody can spout freedom. No, I don't believe there's freedom anywhere. This is not a free planet. Never has been, never will be. And when there's too many, or let's just say when there's too much of a population, and fear amongst the hierarchies and the elitists, or the hierarchies of the elitists, start freaking out because people begin to not only speak about rebellion and revolting and revolutions, so on and so forth, but when they start acting it out, well, we got to control it. There's too many people. We are getting afraid. Yes, they fear us. Oh, don't you remember? We had a president that everybody thought they loved. Many people still do. But he sat right there and exclaimed, pertaining to, speaking about the common people, they've got guns and they want to use them against us. Well, that right there was enough for me to understand their fear factors. And we got an even larger one now, because now it's all about, hey, we got to bully everyone else. We got to scare them so we can maintain and retain control. Think twice about everything today, people, before you jump or dive into anything. Because sometimes you don't know the depth of the water that you dive into, and you might just flatten your head when you hit bottom sooner than you imagine. And remember, because this is a planet engulfed in high amounts of moisture, which is continually being added to, drink that air. Skywise officially out for now.